Yo, this is Bumpy 103. Subscribe to heritagehiphop.com.
Alright, everyone out there, this is Karev. But do you know who that is in front of you? If you don't, pay very close attention. Because more than an MC means you do more than rap. It means you do more than rhyme. Introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, this is Bumpy 103.
And more importantly, this is the future of music. If you haven't paid attention, you will find out today. Tell everybody a little bit about where you from and what you represent.
Well, originally we from, 103rd Street, Amsterdam Ave, Douglas Project. So, we represent that first. And I'm just here to, bring a little flavor to the game, the music and songwriting and just creating.
Let's do a little bit of history though.
All right.
You talking about Harlem.
Yeah, Uptown.
Harlem is the birthplace of the Black Renaissance. And Harlem is the birthplace of style and technique. When you break down New York culture, you got the grimy side of Brooklyn, you got the competitive sides of Queens, you have the upstate fine scale of Manhattan. But whatever, and there's other boroughs too, and other parts of New York, but when you talk about Harlem, you're talking about culture. You're talking about the richness that made New York the landmark of poetry and music. What does it mean to represent that first before you even took on a talent or style that you've made over time?
Well, like you said, it's culture, and some way, somehow you're tied to it, whether it's like from family or, it's so rich in culture that you're somewhere down the line, even if you don't know, you're tied to it. The jazz and everybody that moved from out of town down south came to Harlem, and you know what I'm saying? So it's very important, like you said, it's fashion, it's fast, everything was just, that was the place to be.
What's deep is everybody has this thing that Jersey and New York don't get along for some reason. And Jersey and New York has some type of beef. I think that's industry made. If you do the history of Harlem, Harlem and Plainfield had a big history when it came to gambling, when it came to people doing numbers. Jackie Robinson used to gamble in Westfield, Plainfield, and Harlem heavy. When we think about people like Dapper Dan, the Apollo, you think about Bumpy Johnson, you think about people who made their name in the street and yet gave back to the community. Harlem was one of those places where standing for your own and having your own name meant more than just what you did, because your name was associated with not only what you did but the community. What does your name mean in the community, and how did you establish your name?
Well, I read up on the name on on Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson I was young. I was like 12 years old. I was getting a subscription to the source, so I was reading and it just fit. I just felt like I'm taking on the name. Like I can relate, even though I'm young, but grew into it and just went from there.
Okay. As iconic as he is, we're going to tie this still back into the reputation of being a Harlemite.
Right.
Because once again, that comes with culture and style. The beginning of hip-hop as a music form started in the Bronx. So we were told. Because even before Herc, Grandmaster Flowers and them in Brooklyn were doing park jams. And even before them, going back to Harlem, Zora Neale Hurston and Langston Hughes were putting pen to pad and making people think about what is black culture.
Right.
What does it mean to have dignity and not just be a face? There was a book called The Invisible Man, where to be a person of color meant you disappeared. But when you were in Harlem, you were a part of the essential fabric of what made New York / Harlem great.
Right.
How do you define greatness, and where do you want to take yours?
Greatness is, it comes with its style. Like, it got a lot to do with style. Whoever got the best style or you like the most, you kind of run with. So, it plays a big part. You always want to have something that the people is going to like about you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and once you got that, then you try to take it to the masses and build more and more. So that's added to the culture because where you from, you represent where you from to the world. So everybody's gonna attract to that. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you from. So being that Harlem already has that name, you know what I'm saying? So I speak to people anywhere, they'd be like, you've been to Harlem, and they like, it's like, oh my God, and it's regular to us. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, that representation is everything, and you have to play a part. There's so many people that play a part at that, so there's this competition, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, it might be friendly, it might be rivalry, but it's definitely competition, so. But it all comes down to style with me, man, who got what's the best style? Even with clothes, you go buy clothes, you're looking for the best style, watches, chains, jewelry. You want yours to be different. You feel me? You don't want to have the same thing as somebody else. And the crazy shit is off of that, everybody else is biting off the Harlem style. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came uptown to shop from everywhere. So you just drawing people to, the culture.
But then why, if Harlem is so rich, Harlem's hip hop history is so stolen and forgotten about? Harlem is the home of 3 of the best MCs that ever spit. So, in knowing that, or if you don't know who they are, everybody watching, you got to give Cam his respect, you got to give Mace his respect, you got to give Big L his respect, especially Big L.
Yeah.
Now, those are 3 of the best spitters in hip hop history. You can put them in order 1, 2, or 3. I don't care. The bottom line is, in the annals of hip hop, those are 3 names that will live forever.
Nah, that's a fact.
So then why? Being Harlem is so rich, Harlem is so forgotten and taken for granted when it comes to hip hop.
I mean, you feel that way? I mean, it goes back far. Like even like Kumo D and certain other groups was from Harlem, but the style was different. It was more party and fun. I don't know. I can't say it had a small history. A lot of shit went down in Harlem. A lot of people from Harlem was in Harlem.
Yeah.
Partying, rapping, you know what I'm saying? Or they got their fame off of Harlem. Busy Bee and everybody was coming to Harlem World, you know what I'm saying? They had to do that. So it all comes back to Harlem. All right. You said L, Cam, Mace. I mean, who else is there? We got McGruff.
McGruff is a legend.
I throw McGruff in there. You could throw Max B in there.
Yes, you can. Fresh.
Dougie Fresh.
Okay, let's do it. See, the reason why I say that is because usually when I do interviews, I'm given the information. But when you talk to a person who really lives their culture like you do, and it's not, hip hop is not something that you do.
Right.
I seen within your body of work, hip hop is what you live and embody. So when I talk to somebody who really does this thing, I like when I interview, I don't want to just ask you questions. I want the people to feel you through what's being said.
Right. Yeah, because now I'm thinking as I'm going. You know what I'm saying? We thinking now. So, I mean, shit, Harlem got a history, man. Harlem got a mark, regardless. Like, period. It's never going to be the same after that. I say really that Dipset era ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing gonna be strong and solid like that.
It is something strong and solid like that, and that's you.
Well, yeah, of course. But
so let's talk about you for a second, and what exactly is Bumpy 103 style and what he's bringing to the game. The average person could put words together. How do you deliver your songs?
I go by the music, man. I can't, I don't write without music. I don't really plan nothing. It's just once I hit a beat, we going on a journey, on a mission. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't really call it. It's just kind of at the moment a type of situation every time. I write. I don't freestyle. I write. Sometimes it takes me a while to write. You know what I'm saying? But once I hit a beat, I already got the song. I just got to fill in the blanks.
The most powerful weapon known in history is a pen. Because through a pen, you can sign a contract or you can sign a death certificate. You could bring life or you could bring destruction. And most MCs sleep on the fact that a pen can mean so much. Everybody nowadays want to get in the booth and just go off the top, but they don't understand that when you write, those words live on in history, far beyond the moment. So for you, how does that song become not of the moment but timeless?
Because I take my time with it. So that embodies time, you know what I'm saying? Usually people do stuff fast. I mean, sometimes it works, but most of the time, like, you know, people that take their time, as you know, with certain artists or stuff, people don't get it for a while. So, but you took your time to do it. So, you know, that's what makes it timeless. The time you put into it makes it timeless. It comes right back. It's universal. You know what I'm saying?